Hey, I am Maritima. Welcome to my ROM hack showcase video for Nintendo 64 ROM hacks. Today's ROM hack showcase is going to be discussing platforming games that have crossed over with Mario 64. Now, we're not going to be mentioning the games that involve Luigi or Sonic. They'll get videos of their own, but today, let's go ahead and start off with Captain Toad 64, created by Kaze Emanuar. Or is it Kaze? Who really knows? Honestly, we could spend longer talking about whether it's Kaze or Kaze than it takes to beat his little Captain Toad 64 ROM hack. And as much as it pains me to say it, because, you know, if you've ever been to the channel, I fucking hate Toads, this is a pretty good one. It's only one stage. You play as Toad. He's got his own custom movement, so he's pretty quick, can not jump very high at all, but you have to figure out how to get all these 5 fragments of a star to make one power star for Toad to collect, and once you collect it, it's over. So it's just one stage. Clearly, the proof of concept is proven very well. I think that this concept would work great, and if he made a full game, Kaze, Captain Toad 64 would get a much higher score from me, but for now I'm going to give it a 3.5 out of 5 stars. I think it's pretty good. Definitely worth checking out if you liked the original game on the Wii U. And, you know, good proof of concept. Good job. So, you made me like a Toad game. Good job, Kaze. You really are a god. Let's move on to the second game, Dream Traveler's Journey. This one's based on Klonoa, the popular series from the PlayStation. Or I guess you wouldn't really say popular. It's more of like one of those hidden gems that's not so hidden anymore. Klonoa did have games on the Game Boy Advance, the Wii. I like that the style is so reminiscent of the original games. The original city, or the town that you start off in, looks a lot like the original. Klonoa's model is based off Klonoa 2, which I like, and it's pretty cute that he's got the dream cap and everything on. The only problem I have with this hack is the movement's really slippery, and the geometry kind of messes with you a bit. Like, jumping up this tower was a lot harder than it should be. For some reason, Klonoa seems to bump into things and bonk pretty easily, but overall, it's a pretty fun hack. It's got a couple different levels. It's only got 2 stars. You get a star for collecting all the blue gems, which are basically the red coins of this hack, and then you get one for defeating Bowser at the end, because yes, there is a Bowser fight at the very end. But anyway, I did like that this one's pretty vertical based. A lot of the hacks in this video are actually very vertical in their challenges, so you'll be going up a lot. It's frustrating if you fall, but not too bad overall. I liked this one quite a bit. It had custom sound effects, custom music. Really the only thing ported directly from the original game seems to be the Goombas that you can jump on at the start of the level. But otherwise, everything seems to be pretty customized here. I do really wish that Klonoa's little ear flappy jump was ported over somehow. That would have made the challenges in this a little bit easier to get through. I also wish that you had his little ring power-up so that you could pick things up and throw them like you could do in the original games. It was another one of those mechanics that was pretty core to Klonoa's gameplay, but that being said, it doesn't really matter. This one was alright. I wanted to like it a lot more. I would give it a 2.5 out of 5 stars, just because it's just feels kind of chunky and slippery. I had a lot of frustration trying to get to some of the blue gems in the game to get the star for that. So overall, yeah, like I said, 2.5 out of 5. Let's move on to the third game in this video, which is Kid Icarus, The Uprising. And I am a huge fan of the 3DS Kid Icarus game that came out in 2012 or 2013, whatever it was. And I've never been a huge fan of the series, per se, but Pit was my main in Brawl when he came out, and because of that, I've just, kind of had a liking for the series ever since. Anyway, this hack is very reminiscent of the original Kid Icarus on the NES and its gameplay. It's more about getting through the platforming and kind of blasting the enemies with your arrows. It's not so much about collecting stars, because there aren't any stars, but there are, I think, 4 or 5, 6 levels, something like that you have to get through before you get to the end of it. And they're all increasingly difficult, with more difficult platforming challenges in between. Like I said before, this is another very vertically based challenging hack. So you'll be doing a lot of climbing and falling if you mess up. But it's still a lot of fun. I love that there's the custom graphics. The custom enemy sprites are really good. And the Mario sprite is just awesome. I love the wings and the bow and arrow. I greatly prefer using the bow and arrow to punching, because in 30 years of playing Super Mario 64, I still can't punch anything reliably to save my life. So this one was pretty cool. There's no big final boss fight or anything at the end, which is a little disappointing. But overall, I had a lot of fun exploring this one. I really like the graphics. All the custom assets were really good. And yeah, overall, I would say this is definitely one of the better games featured in the hack showcase today. It's not really remarkable in any kind of way. It's got some pretty cool little platforming challenges that would have made sense in the original Mario 64. And they definitely make sense for Kid Icarus, The Uprising. Or Kid Dicarus, The Uprising. So, yeah, 4 out of 5 stars, man. It's pretty good. Let's move on to the next game, A Hat in Time, Pinna Plantation. I'm going to say straight up that I've never played A Hat in Time. I've heard amazing things about it from basically everyone that I've ever heard of that's played it, especially people that like Super Mario 64. So I guess it was a good reason to check out a Hat in Time Pinna Plantation, a ROM hack of Mario 64 that features the character from Hat in Time. I'm not actually sure of their name. You'll have to forgive me. I've never played it. So anyway, the custom moveset of that game has been ported over here. So you have this double jump thing you can do, and you can also dive out of jumps to extend your jump, which is pretty cool. The movement works really well, makes the game feel very fluid. There's a couple different levels in this game. Only one star to collect, which isn't actually a star. It's an hourglass that you'll get for beating the game. I'm not really sure what it does, but like I said, I don't know the original source material well. But what I do know is that it's pretty cool that there's all these different little platforming challenges in the game that involve the double jump, like this one right here. I couldn't figure out how to get the wall kicks going, and it turns out you really didn't need to. You just needed to wall jump or double jump around the whole thing and go around the situation. So I like that quite a bit. Not a lot of enemies or combat in this game. Really more of a platforming game, but you have to avoid some chuckies here near the end of it. Climb up to the top of this little tower thing, and you'll find the hourglass that you need to finish the game. Again, not really sure what the story was here. Not really sure what the story is in general, but I like this one a lot. Honestly, probably the best one in the video so far. I'd probably give this one a 4.5 out of 5 stars, and highly recommend it to anyone that liked a Hat in Time for sure. Let's move on to the next one, which is going to be Crash Bandicoot. Mario in Crash Bandicoot, actually. Now, this was originally going to be my pick for the best one in the video, but after playing it a little bit more, I decided to lower the score a bit, and I'll tell you why. This is a pretty excellent single-stage hack. There's 6 collectible crystal shards, crystals like from Crash Bandicoot games. It's fairly challenging, focuses on platforming, especially a certain section of the hack that I'll mention in just a moment. The visual style is excellent. It's a bit of a shame that there's no crash model or spin attack animation or anything like that, but overall, I really like that the world does look like it is, from Crash Bandicoot, just with Mario in it. As you can probably notice, this is the only hack in the video today that does feature Mario himself as the main character. I tried very hard to include only crossover hacks that used a different character model or something to at least make it feel a little bit more immediately like you're playing a different game. But that being said, this one is a pretty damn good, excellent level. It's so good, in fact, that I wish it was included at least as a part of the Crash Bandicoot section in Mario in the Multiverse. But that being said, there's a couple different crystals you'll collect by just doing different platforming challenges. There's one you'll collect by getting all the Wumpa fruit, the red Wumpa fruit that you can find throughout the stage. And there's one for defeating a boss. There's actually a King Bomb fight in this ROM hack as well. So you defeat him and you'll get another star, or crystal shard, I apologize. But definitely the one that's going to be the most attention focusing is going to be the one that takes place in the bridge stage, which, if you remember anything from the original Crash Bandicoot, you've probably heard of this bridge level. I don't remember what it was called, but it's a pain in the ass in the original game, and boy, is it a pain in the ass in Crash Bandicoot 64, or Mario in Crash Bandicoot. The creator of this hack definitely was authentic with how frustrating this bridge section can be. There's lots of big gaps to jump over and very, very tight spaces to jump on. Took me about a half an hour probably to beat it the first time, so that's a little frustrating. But anyway, to get out of this area, you have to actually fall through the stage and die. So yeah, anyway, 4 out of 5 stars. If you had a Crash Bandicoot character model, I'd probably give it a lot higher. Let's move on to the last hack of the video. And boy, did I smash that download button when I saw it. Mischief Makers 64, baby. The original Mischief Makers was definitely one of my favorite games as a kid. My stepbrother actually owned it. It was one of the games he had that I didn't, and it was a weird one. When I first started playing it, I thought, why is he playing this weird 2D game with shake, 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 shake? But I eventually fell in love with Mischief Makers, and it was a pretty cool moment, honestly, kind of a bonding experience for me and my brother as a kid. So big fan of Marina and Planet Clancer and all of that. So yeah, this ROM hack is a pretty simple one, couple different levels, a lot of very vertical-based platforming challenges in the game, almost primarily. In fact, there's a little bit of combat, but not a bunch. You can see little Goombas here looking like the Clancers, pretty cool. There's a star for collecting 100 of the gems. It's not actually a star, it's the action figure of the professor you're trying to save, Marina's creepy, weird-ass professor friend. So you get a star for that. It's actually an action figure of the professor, it's not a real star, kind of weird. But yeah, you can see here the graphics are pretty solid. The Marina model looks great. The levels definitely look like they came from Mischief Makers. You can see this one kind of reminds you of the stage where there's a dragon boss that you could fight. And I really like that there's little ball things you can grab and jump off of here for this kind of near the end section of the hack. It's the only thing that really is authentic to the gameplay of Mischief Makers, unfortunately, despite the fact that the Marina character model looks so good and the levels look pretty good and everything. There isn't any of the core gameplay from Mischief Makers in Mischief Makers 64, which is disappointing. It ends with a battle against King Thwomp, which I thought was kind of funny. Pretty easy one to end the game on, but overall, I really like this hack a lot. It's pretty quick, like they all are in this video, but I would still give it a pretty good score. It's give it a 4 out of 5, actually. Check out Mischief Maker 64 if you like the original game. The hack is definitely pretty good. I wish it was longer, but that's really the worst thing I can say about the game other than not having a lot of Mischief Maker's gameplay. So that's going to end today's video. I hope you enjoyed it. I will have another one of these ROM hack showcases featuring different crossovers with Mario 64 pretty soon, but you'll have to stay tuned for that. As for now, do the 3 things I always say: drink some water, call your mom, and say something nice to a random person. Those are 3 great ways to have an even better day. That's what I'll be doing. I hope you like and subscribe if you like the video. And as always, I've been Aerotima. Thank you all for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.